All right guys, welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to give you an update on my bead roller. I had made a couple of mods before showing how I can adjust this up and down, without having to put a wrench on it. Just made it out of rebar, and you can loosen and tighten it here. Of course, I've got it set to where it's good and tight. It ain't going nowhere, but it will slide up and down. So that makes it for a quick, easy adjustment. And I went ahead and braced it up because everybody was saying that it tends to flex. So just used some 2-inch box iron, braced it up, welded it on. It really stiffened it up. And I also welded it on the plate because, once this was on here, I seen it would stand up pretty easy. And I thought, you know what? It'd be nice to where if I want to use this table, this is just a Harbor Freight welding table. I thought, you know what? It'd be nice to be able to remove this and just set it on the shelf. And so I've got a couple of bolts down here that you can unscrew, undo it, screw them back in on the top and set it on the side. But what I did is I went ahead and decided to motorize it. I got a box here that's, 4.5 inches deep, 7.5 inches wide, and 10 inches long, which is perfect for your electronic box and your speed controller. And got them wired into my little winch. This was resourced on Amazon, as well as the converter power box and the speed controller. And then the winch was also resourced on Amazon, as well as the foot pedal, little cheap foot pedal. But I was really impressed. The winch, 2,000-pound winch, and it was like 69 bucks. So not bad at all. This was about 22 bucks. And then the pedal was about $13. Pretty inexpensive. But what I did is I did use the mount that it mounted to, and I just cut it and made it so that I could weld it directly to the bead roller. And then this here, your spool, what I did is this end of the spool has a spring going up in it, and then you have your little gear that fits in here. So what I did is I went just past where the spring stops, about 1/4 inch, so that the spool, the piece of the spool that I wind up using will still hold that spring in there and press up against it. And so I cut that off just 1/4 inch past where the spring stops, and welded a piece of plate, cut out a piece of plate to slide on there, and bolted it through with a couple of carriage bolts so it's smooth on the back side, so that I could attach this metal to the main bore. And what I wound up doing is I used some chromoly pipe that I had, just some real thin gauge chromoly. You can use any kind of steel, but I didn't have the right size. I needed to go from 25 millimeter to a 30 millimeter shaft to go over the spool. And so what I did is I just took 2 pieces of pipe and I started cutting them. Cut them on each side and just kept cutting it until I shrunk it down to fit tight on the 30 millimeter spool. And then on the 25 millimeter, I shrunk it down until it fit that and welded it up on each side. I left it, the first pipe that goes right onto the shaft, I left it about 1 inch long so that it would go back up inside here. Left it about 1 inch long and then just tacked it in about 4 spots onto the shaft so I could remove it later if for some reason I wanted to redo this. And then this I left about 1 inch long so it slid over past the spool, slid over so that I could go ahead and weld it onto here. And if you think about it, by the time I welded it up, it was a little out of alignment. But this winch is designed to pull 2,000 pounds, and we had nowhere near that. And so once I just loosened the bracket that holds this so that it lined up, and then tightened this bolt down, and it pulled it right into place. And it works good. You've got the forward position, you've got your speed controller, turn it on, just hit the pedal. Go forward, you can speed it up if you want to go faster, or slow it down to a crawl. And then if you want to reverse out of it, click it backwards. Just slight delay from hitting the pedal until it stops. So it works good. And this way, I can operate this pedal, get it into place, sit here and slowly guide it and keep it straight, and be able to work it just by myself. But yeah, I'm happy with the way it turned out. Turn the speed controller off, and it just this little cheap pedal, I just plugged it into the power source going into the box, and then from there plugged it in to extension cord going to the wall. So yep, that's pretty nice. I like the way it turned out, and I just picked this up, set it up out of the way, unplug this, and I can set the table out of the way, use the other end of the table. But if I need to, I can easily remove 2 bolts right here, and I've got little bars handling it so you don't have to use a wrench. Back them off, set it out on the table, and on a bench, and be able to still use this table. So yeah, I hope you like the update. My first video, I showed some of the modifieds I did on this piece here, using the spring on the upper roller and replacing this this bolt with a bar on it, so you can loosen it and tighten it if you need to. If you're running something thick, it'll still tighten up and stop it from moving at all. Otherwise, it works good the way it is. Hope you enjoyed the video, and like and subscribe if you like what you see. Thank you.